Morgan Wick, welcome to my channel. I'm very excited today to be talking to you about the Pettyjohn Gold MKII. I just received this from Pettyjohn yesterday and I gotta say I'm super impressed. I've been wanting to try a Pettyjohn pedal for a while. I got a chance to get a hold of this one and I'm excited to share it with you. The Gold MKII follows up from the original Pettyjohn Gold with some noticeable improvements. We've got the quiet bypass system, which is noiseless switching on and off, super nice for a higher gain pedal. We have the 36 volt dual rail power supply. It's taking a 9 volt power supply. It has to be at least 200 milliamps, remember that. But it's converting it to 36 volts, which is giving you a lot more headroom. Really nice for kind of opening up the pedal. And we also have a larger range of gain options than the original Gold. And we're going to hear that when I demo the pedal. You can go from pretty light overdrive to some pretty insane gain tones. There's also a really powerful 3-band EQ section. The lows and highs have been expanded to add more tonal variations, and the mids has a mid-frequency knob which allows you to cut or boost anywhere from 400 Hz to 2 kHz, allowing for a lot of different tone shaping options. There's also a couple toggle switches in the back if you open it up. On the left side you've got a switch that toggles the high cut cap. If it's up it's clearer and brighter, and if it's down it's more of a smooth vintage tone. On the right you've got a switch that controls the headroom of the clipping section. All the way up you've got as much headroom as possible, and that's kind of how I've left it. And on the pedal that I have as well, there's if the switch is all the way down on the right, I've got a Klon mod on here, which is an option you can get on the website, which basically turns this into a Klon in a box, which sounds fantastic. I was messing around with it earlier. For what I do though, I've kept it up at the high headroom. I kind of like the extra push in the front of the amp. There's also a lot of customizable options on this pedal. If you head to Pettyjohn's website, which I'll link below, you can check that out. I actually have the Deluxe version here, which replaces the standard Burr Brown's Opamp that they use with a high-grade studio quality Opamp, which is cool. There's also mods for the clipping section and the high-cut cap section. So I'd go check that out. You can pretty much customize this pedal however you want, which is awesome. You know, if you're an audiophile that's into all that stuff, there's really pretty much endless options here. Alright, well that's enough of my talking, so let's plug this bad boy in and see what kind of tones we can get. Alright, we're going to go ahead and take a listen to this pedal. For amp, I'm just running through my Kemper profiler, and I have a profile of a Fender Deluxe. Kind of how I would normally run a clean amp. We're going to let the pedal do all the work here. I don't have any effects or anything on right yet. I'll do some of that later. So this is just everything up at noon. Sounds great. Just makes me want to play riffs all day long. It's that classic British sound. It's awesome. And one thing I like about it too is that we've got quite a bit of gain, and we're only halfway up, so there's a lot more potential for even more gain. But there's a lot of clarity. All the notes are speaking without it being too harsh, which is something I really like. All right, so let's take a look at what some of these controls do. I'm going to start with the gain. I'm going to take it down almost all the way to like 7 o'clock here. And as I'm doing this, I'm going to have to adjust the level, right? Because as I take the gain down, the level goes down as well. As I roll my volume back, there's already less gain here, but if I take it back, I can almost get into clean territory, right? But having a little bit of gain is adding some sustain, which is nice. It's a nice, lightly overdriven tone. Let's go to the neck pickup. Good, and I can also do a single coil tone here. That's really great, especially with the single coil sort of split coil tone. Let's bring the gain up up a little bit. We're going to go about 10 o'clock there. Some serious riffing at this level. Sounds good. Now we're going to go all the way. See if we can turn it again here. Alright, let's take a look at the EQ section. I'm just going to go through each of these controls, see how they sound. I've got the gain a little bit below noon. So let's start with the lows. We're going to go all the way down here. Now what's really cool about this is you would expect if I take the lows all the way down, it's just going to get super tinny and have no body to it at all. But and if you wanted something to really cut and not get too muddy down, that might even be an option. But obviously I wouldn't probably run it like that. Let me just play. Myself that I like to kind of take the lows just a little bit past noon and kind of add a little bit of beefiness to it. So let's mess with the highs a little bit. Same deal, I'm going to take it all the way down. You would think that would just get completely muddy, but all the EQ elements are working together really well, so it's not too drastic even when I take the knob all the way down. Let's kind of bring it a little back in. So that's starting to add some more bite. Let's see. Let's take this up a little bit more. harshness. It's just adding more clarity, which is nice. Let's go all the way, which most pedals I would be like, this would be a sound that I would completely avoid because I really hate things that are too top end heavy, but it's more than I would use, but it's still usable. It sounds good to my ears still. Surprising, because that's not usually the case with the highs for me. I'm generally, kind of depends on what tone I'm going for, but I kind of like the same deals on the lows, maybe a little bit past, you know, because you're adding some little bite and clarity, so. Alright, well, let's take a look at the mids. This is where you can do the most tone shaping. So what we've got on the top is a mid frequency, so that's the frequency that you're either boosting or cutting. So I just got it straight up now. I'm going to cut that out and we'll just kind of see. Still pretty usable, but you can tell it's making a pretty big difference. Cutting those mids, I'll bring those. So lots you can do there, but say I want to just do the high mids. There, I can take this up to 2000 and we'll boost those a bit. Let's see. More of that muffled sound, like I was talking about earlier, that the highs and lows weren't doing it so much, but the mids is where I can really. Still good and usable, and that would cut really nice. For me, once again, I like the subtle things here, so I do something like this. And we can also maybe do like the lower mids here. So that giving you an idea of what you can do with this pedal. And I haven't even touched the gain knob while I'm messing with the EQ. That was just the EQ on its own with kind of a close to middle of the range gain that this can get. Just give you my kind of preferred tone here. Just I think leaving the pedal. Kind of if I was going to leave it and not mess with it too much. Alright, well that was the Pettyjohn Gold. Hope you enjoyed that. I know I did. In fact, this pedal is going to go directly on my board. I'm always looking for good mid to mid-high gain tones, and this really fits the bill for that. I'm going to try it out at a few shows this weekend, and I have a feeling it's going to stay on the board. Really, really like it, and I'm looking forward to trying out a few more of their pedals. And if you liked what you saw here, please subscribe to my channel. There's also links below to my Facebook and Instagram. I post there about 3 or 4 times a week, and then I post here once or twice a week on YouTube. There's also links to my Bandcamp. You can check out my solo album and just follow me for everything I do. I play a lot of live shows too, so there's the link to my website below. I have all those listed. I'm playing all over the Northwest this summer, so if you're in the area, please come check me out. Maybe you'll hear the Pettyjohn Gold in action. Thank you so much, everyone, and rock on.